Plans, plans, plans. So many of them. And, yeah, my printer kind of laid down and died. Got another one, though. I got the 1440. This is the 1240. But, yeah, that's not the subject of this video. I just randomly decided to say that. And there's just junk everywhere at the moment. Although, when is there not? But at the moment, it's worse than usual because I've been working on some stuff that isn't really mine at the moment, so yeah, I forgot to plug that Ethernet cable back in. Yeah, so we got a new router. That's also not the subject of this video, but we got a new router. I got a new mouse pad, and I got that keyboard at Goodwill. I don't remember if I've said that in a previous video that I've actually uploaded or not, but see, I've recorded several videos and then decided they weren't high enough quality to upload. Like, I just personally didn't really like the video. And if I didn't like it, I figure other people probably won't. So, yeah. So that keyboard I got at Goodwill, that's my dad's because I've got my Unicomp that I like much better. But the coolest thing is just that display. It'll show what song is playing, among other things, like our clock and stuff. My dad's always losing track of time while he's down here. It's also backlit blue. This is the Windows XP version of this keyboard, as you can see by the logo down there. But still was functioning great on Windows 8.1. Can't remember if I tried it on Windows 10 or not, but regardless. Still didn't plug that Ethernet cable in. Okay, back to the subject. We got a new router. And it's a gigabit router, and it is amazing. It improved our internet speed so much that it almost looked like we had signed up for a new internet plan. I don't really get it, but it's a thing that happened. But the thing is, you see this little TP-Link Ethernet switch down here? Let me actually, that's where that Ethernet cable is plugged into right now. Let me just pull it out. This little guy. We could have gotten the gigabit version to this, like it's at my mom's work, but this is the 10100 version. This thing will go to you somewhere, I'm sure, but you can see it is definitely not gigabit. You can tell by those ports. Anyway, I'm going to stick this up here until I find something to do with it. I will find something to do with it eventually. But to use it for a local network, I'll either need to manually assign IP addresses or just set up a DHCP server, since it's not a fully functional router. But, as you can see, I can plug quite a few things into this. I can plug in 8. So, anyway. So what happened was, to get a gigabit connection, I had to take this old Netgear router from my mom's work that no longer was being used, set it up to not use Wi-Fi or anything, just to be used as direct routing, and said yummit, that doesn't have much slack. And this thing is gigabit, so I can plug that in. I think my dad's home. Just got it. And yep, alright, so we're good now. I won't be using my desktop PC to upload this video because it renders videos slowly. It's also a mess because we had a bit of a drink accident in here a few days ago. I knocked over Michael's Sierra Mist, spilled it all over there, and so just everything is a huge mess still. Come on, there we go. My laptop is actually mostly disused at this point. It's me kind of sad, but it's not totally disused because it still goes on trips. Except it still has a lot of my data on it, so not many until I get all my data off and transfer it to a new computer. Which I really want a actually new computer. Frankly, sometime soon. I really want to build one, but I'm not sure how soon that'll happen. And holy crud! Why? Oh, jeez. Can't I get this plugged in? There we go. Finally. That was kind of ridiculous. But, alright, now that little problem's solved, let's go ahead and power it on. This is also not... Oh. It was turned on. This is also not the subject of this video. I just needed to get it ready. The real subject of this video, which we'll get to now. Why is the... There we go. Is this. So now I'm finished rambling on about random stuff that's going on. Let's get to the real subject matter of this video. So Michael's computer is having all sorts of stupid problems again. So, I was finally like, you know what? I give up. I just give up. I'm gonna give you this thing. This very seldom used machine. This ran the slides at a church, not my church, but at a church, for a long time, just through PowerPoint. Then the hard drive died, and they just kind of left it in my mom's office to just sit and rot, apparently. Because we provided them with a different one. They're actually a church, part of our church, but they're not our church. So, it just kind of came to me. And actually, the project of repairing this machine and getting it to my usage standards was the subject of an earlier video. But it's changed a little bit since then. This is actually not the same hard drive. It's the same model exactly, but actually not much has changed so far. But let me tell you what's going to change. I'll show you what it's running right now, because it's not my installation of Windows Vista that I'd used before. Right now, there is a Intel Pentium dual-core E2160 under that heatsink, clocked at 1.8 gigahertz. It's LGA 775. And I despise the LGA socket form factor. I'm just saying, all LGA type sockets are like this. There aren't pins on the processor. There are pins in the socket. It is so easy to bend those pins. So it's going to be something I'm going to have LGA processor replacement down to a science before I want to do this. I'm going to do a lot of research. I'm going to probably watch some videos on how to do it, because I'm so nervous. And then I'm going to upgrade this to a full-fledged Conroe Core 2 Duo. I forget what the actual model number is, but it's I'm pretty sure it's 3.0 gigahertz at least. It's good. But this hard drive is going bye-bye. It's going to be replaced with Michael's hard drive. This horrible graphics media accelerator that's either on board or in the processor. I'm not sure which. If it's on board, that's either this or that is probably it. Although, well, actually, there's no visible south bridge chip, so actually this is probably just the north bridge of the south bridge. So, that's kind of interesting. But I'm not seeing any sort of graphics chip on the board unless it's built into the north bridge or the south bridge. So, it's probably a safe bet that it's in the processor, which could be a problem. Unless that's the BIOS. Okay. Still looking. I haven't looked real closely, but, yeah, I'll have to look some things up. Because Michael's processor does not actually have integrated graphics in it, I don't think, which will make this virtually useless. Because we're going to replace this processor with his, replace the hard drive with his, replace the floppy drive that I installed with a media reader. Not exactly like the one that was in here originally. This power supply may as well go in the trash. That's its home. That's where it should be. As soon as that comes in focus, you'll probably be able to tell why. First off, it's rated for 120 watts, and then it claims that it's a 250 watt power supply. That right there is crap. Because it has all the required information. But, one other thing you may notice, there's no FCC warning on this, and it says made in China. This TFX power supply claims it's 250 watts right there. Several places on here it claims that it's 250 watts. 120 watt max on the 5 volt and 3.3 volt rails. That's where a large amount of the power hit is anyway. So that's kind of silly. But 250 watts, it's lying about that. It's just lying, because this little thing can't possibly output 120 watts with a low speed fan, and just there's almost no thermal compensation in there. So that thing is going bye-bye. I'm going to replace it with a... Dang, what was that brand? I feel like it was like Sonic something. I don't know. Regardless, I'm going to put somewhere between a real 250 watt and a 300 watt in here. That's like the biggest these things can go. And then I'm gonna look up some more stuff first, but I took out this blank, actually took out the internal modem because it was useless, and moved a blank from here to here because what's going to go in that PCI Express slot is going to be probably a GeForce GT 730 low profile, because that will most certainly fit in here with probably no issues at all. Oh, I didn't think about the fact that the RAM slots are kind of tight there. But yeah, and then we're going to put the 4 gigs of RAM for Michael's computer in here. And this thing is going to be blazing. So that's kind of that's an idea. I don't know for sure that it's going to work. If you guys know anything about that, let me know. But just go ahead and... There we go. Oh my, that's not supposed to happen. They just happen sometimes, though. But yeah, so this thing is really actually pretty fast already, but this little bitty Pentium processor is not going to cut it. And even if Michael only ends up using this thing for like a month or so, which that might actually end up happening, because like I said, I want a new computer, and then I'm probably going to give him that, or, well, maybe not that, because that actually has been an important part of my life. But possibly this thing, because I just kind of built this thing for fun, and I'd be happy to let him use it. It's just not the fastest thing in the universe, and the hard drive really needs to be cleaned off. It's almost full of stuff. I don't even know what it's full of, but yeah. This thing actually should probably last him a while, though, once we have it all fixed up. But at the moment, it's not really doing a whole lot for him. 5 minutes left on the camcorder battery here. I don't know why my hand is shaking so much, but... is there like a system info thing that I am not aware of? System. I probably go through this every single time I make a video. Help and documentation. That's probably not what I wanted. Claims that this machine has Bluetooth, but I don't think it actually has Bluetooth. Yep, problem loading page, because I don't have the Ethernet connected. But settings manager, maybe? I don't know. I don't really know Ubuntu Studio that well, because I haven't used it as my main operating system ever. I used the normal Ubuntu as my main operating system for a while, but I don't actually know where it is. Oh well. Shut down. Well, that kind of killed the moment. Right as I was trying to shut down the computer and I wanted to get it on video, the camera battery died. So there it is, I guess. Sad face. Anyway, I probably showed it shutting down in another video, but that was just kind of... I just ruffled my jammies, as Michael would say. Yeah, that actually worked. Half the time that doesn't actually work. I think my sensor is wearing out, but... Alright. Anyway, that's just kind of my plans, and I'm hoping to fulfill them. Maybe, kind of, sort of, maybe. I don't know. I'll run by Michael's house at some point to get his computer, and then I'll probably transfer the RAM first to make sure that's going to work, and transfer his hard drive to make sure that the hard drive isn't the issue and stuff like that. Then ultimately, I will transfer the optical drive because he likes that, and the media reader, and the processor. Oh boy, that's going to be great fun. I don't even know, because I don't think his processor has integrated graphics. The motherboard doesn't support it in his computer, so unless he just got a stroke of luck and happened to have a processor that supported it accidentally, then we're kind of out of luck, because the only extra GPU I have is that one right there that actually works. And it is not low profile, so I'm not even sure, even though I might be able to get it plugged into the slot, I'm not sure it would fit well enough for me to even plug in a video output. So I don't really know what's going to happen. But anyway, I might just want to do those upgrades anyway, because this machine, it would be really nice to have a machine like this that could handle some larger applications and stuff, such as running a game server or running the game itself. Actually, it could totally do that. This thing, after those upgrades, so long as there aren't airflow issues, it could actually, you might actually be able to get a pretty obscene frame rate on Crysis, because the GPU we're planning on putting in here is actually quite a bit newer than Crysis, albeit not a whole lot more powerful than the ones from the time, but it is a little bit more powerful. So the machine actually is from when Crysis was brand new, though, so but not really any games of interest over there that I would care to run on there. Oh yeah, Fallout 2, guys. That's back when Fallout was good. I'm gonna get murdered for saying that, but I actually liked Fallout 2, and I did not like Fallout 3 all that much. Fallout 2 was an isometric RPG. Fallout 3 was a pretty much just shoot everything until you die kind of game. And a super glitchy game. Anyway, I have rambled on long enough. This video is actually approaching the 15-minute mark, which is how long I try to make my videos. And so I need to edit it down and get down to business. So, as always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.